Hello there, this is Ujjwal and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing something fun because every time I create an art journal page, I get lots of inquiries about how or where to find an art journal, which one to buy, etc, etc. So I thought I'll show you that art journaling has no limits. You can seriously use anything that you have at hand and convert it into an art journal page with a very few limited supplies as well. So let's get started. So here I have lots of different items collected over the past few months. There's a cereal box, there's packaging, there is some random chart papers, leftovers, there are these gift bags, then I also have my daughter's old drawing book which would otherwise definitely go in the garbage, and some covers. This is an old catalog, some printer paper, some cardstock, mail envelopes, just random things, literally random things, more packaging, and of course I'm going to get rid of the plastic, and there is a little piece of cardboard there, more packaging, old newspaper, and some more packaging and cardboard. So we are going to take all of this and convert this into this beautiful journal. So are you excited? Let's get started. So once you have converted this, nobody would be able to say that it was all junk and would have gone into the garbage otherwise, and this is going to be so pretty and so fun. So let's get started and make our own art journal from junk. It's like, you know, trash to treasure. So yeah, so I'm going to start with the cereal box, which would be the cover of my art journal. So let's cut it out, let's open it up, and we want to keep one side intact, which will be our spine. So if you see, this is how it looks opened up, and I'm going to keep that spine and get rid of the rest of the excess on either side, which I do not need. So once you remove all the excess cardboard on both the sides, you will be left with this structure that looks like a C. So you have a front cover, you have a spine, and then you have a back cover. And now these two pieces of cardboard actually came with some packaging, I don't remember, but they were the perfect size and I did not have to cut them to size. If that is not the case with you, you can use any old cardboard box, anything from the packaging, and find two sturdy pieces that would be your front and back covers. Before we add the front and back covers, we are going to cover our spine with some fabric. Now as you can see, I'm using an old piece of fabric here. You could use any old t-shirts or any old kurtis that you have, cotton kurtis, and just cover the spine. This will provide a lot of strength to the spine to be able to take the weight of all our papers. And to adhere this, I'm using some fabric glue. Just apply glue and adhere the fabric to the spine on both the sides, inside as well as outside. If you do not have fabric glue or access to fabric glue, you could always use gel medium or even Mod Podge to apply this fabric to the cereal box. Just make use of whatever you have at hand. At this stage, do not worry about how it looks. It will all get covered up eventually and you will not be able to make out all these creases and folds and anything at all. So just let it dry, let it sit there and dry, and then we will come back and adhere our front and back pieces. Once the glue had dried, I decided to add some black gesso to the spine. Now this will not only hide all that text that's written, but it will also give more strength to the spine, because gesso is a primer and it will add to the strength of the spine. So I will go on both the sides, on the inside as well as on the outside, and cover it generously with some black gesso. And now we are going to let this gesso dry before adhering our front and back covers. It hardly takes a few minutes for this gesso to dry, so it's not a very long process, but yeah, we will wait and let this dry. Now once the gesso is dry, we are going to just apply some glue and adhere our front and back chipboard or cardboard covers. So be generous with your glue because this is a thick cardboard and we want it to live. And yeah, just apply it on both sides. Really simple. If you don't have any fancy glue, you can use Fevicol or anything that's available at your end. And I like to put some clips on the boards so that they stay together until they are completely dry. And that's it. So we are going to leave it to dry and then work on the rest of the journal. So now it's time to remove these clips and see if our journal cover is ready. It is. You can see the outside looks pretty neat, and we are going to now make our inside neat as well. So I'm just taking some of those packaging papers that I had and I'm going to just glue it down to both the sides. Just remove the excess cardboard and cloth if you have anything hanging. On the inside, while I was working, I realized I should have made the spine slightly shorter than my front and back cardboard pieces. That would have given it even more neatness, but whatever was done, so I just let it be. So in case you are working, I would suggest that you clip the spine, keep the spine slightly smaller than the front and back cardboard covers. So that way you will have more neatness around the edges. So again, same process here, just apply some glue and then we are going to put a piece of paper. So I'm going the opposite side. You could do the other side as well and then just cover it with gesso if you want it to be really neat, but I think it doesn't matter. Our journal is such a free medium to express, and you don't have to be perfect, or you don't have to have the perfect supplies for it. You can do anything you want. So yeah, I'm just trimming off the excess paper here and just making it neat, and I'll do the same thing with the other side as well. So now I'm going with a coat of black gesso on the covers as well, and this is completely optional. You could also use black acrylic paint or black chalk paint here instead of gesso, but yeah, I just like the complete black cover vibe that was coming out of it, so I just thought, I'll do black. So I'm going to cover the both the covers with black gesso. Again, completely optional. You could do anything else as well. So now that the gesso is dried and we have a good looking cover, we are going to work on adding a mechanism so we can add our pages to the journal. So I'm using this jute twine that I have, but again, use whatever you have. You could use yarn, you could use a thin ribbon, you could use anything, any kind of string that is strong and won't tear apart. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold the string from one end and then just tie it around the spine in a very simple way. Just hold it from one end and continue wrapping it around the spine, and once you've reached the end, you are just going to tie a knot in the center on the outside. Keep it tight together so that when we add the pages it won't fall. And again, you can decorate this as you want. You could add beads here, you could add some charms here, just a lot of options to make the journal your own way, in your own style. So one of the strings was not enough for me, so I'm adding another one, and again the same process. You hold it from one end and then you just wrap it around the entire spine, going on the inside and then coming out back again. And once you've reached the end, you are going to tie it in a knot, and then I'm going to tie this whole thing together into a lovely bow so that our spine looks pretty and it looks nice. So that's all you need. That's the only binding method we're going to do here. It is just that simple, and you don't need any kind of sewing, any glues or anything at all for this. Super simple, super easy to do. And now we have a place to add our pages in, and this is how the spine looks. I absolutely love this look. The black with the jute spine looks really classy. And on the inside you can see I've got these strings here which are ready to hold the papers that we are going to add to it. So let's start adding the papers. Now to add the papers, all you need is, you can see how simple that was. You just need to have signatures ready. So basically just fold your paper in half, whatever paper you have. So you can see I have those envelopes there, the gift bag, and you just slide it under the string and then let the score part that you have in the center rest on the string, and it will hold it together. So you will see me add all these pages quickly. If you have pages that are bigger than the covers, you can just chop them off and continue adding. So this spine, the height is 12 inches. So if I add papers that are 12 inches in height, they will hold really well, because then they won't have the room to wiggle. But these smaller ones do kind of keep flapping around here and there. So I intend on sticking some of these later on. But yeah, the entire process is just that simple. You just fold your paper into half, create a signature. That is what we call a signature in bookbinding terms, and you just continue adding it to each of those strings. You can add multiple papers, and this particular journal is so flexible. You will be able to add thousands of papers in here, and just continue adding more and more as you create. You could also slide in the papers once you've worked on them. That also works here. So you can take out a paper, work on it, and then insert it back inside. So I really like this flexible, easy to do binding. And this is my daughter's drawing book, and I'm going to just take up the pages and fold them in a half and then create my signatures and add them in. So yeah, that's the entire process. And there it is. This is how the book looks. It's just random papers, pages, chart papers, everything and anything. And I can't wait to start working on these and show you how pretty it can be. So today I also decided to decorate the cover, and I'm just going to simply paint it with some acrylics. So I have a few acrylics, pink, a blue, orange, green, and I'm going to just paint it quickly. This took me about 15 minutes to do, and it looks absolutely sensational. So enjoy the little painting process, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next time with probably an art journal page on the inside of this journal. So I hope you make your own journal with all the junk mail and all the things that we tend to throw away, and make it pretty and useful and something you'll love. All right then, have a great day and bye bye.